birthday boys get it done for the Rangers against the Devils. The Rangers had a 4-game series with the Devils. We discussed them winning the first 2, and they got the job in the second 2. And it was not pretty at all. I think a lot of the issues that we've seen with the Rangers popped up in these games, but credit given to just getting the wins. It's not easy to beat a team 4 times in a row in this league. You know, especially in the National Hockey League, we're seeing what the Buffalo Sabres are doing. That seems like a team that is going to win hockey games down the stretch. And the Devils will too. It seems like they're going to be in some trouble. And I think that it needs to also be noted that it was against the Devils. That's fair. Because, but even still, the Rangers were playing good hockey even before that. So it's really funny how this is kind of like last year, where bumpy start and they're hitting their stride. They're hitting their stride. I think, again, the fact that it's not an 82-game season, it hurts them. I think they're going to run out of time here. They have 11 games left, and I just don't, because of the division being what it is, they're really going to have to run the table to get in. But it's just encouraging to see the wins pile up. And, again, a lot of contributions from the kids, a lot of contributions from the top players, which hadn't been happening earlier in the year. So they're finding their groove, and I think it's a team that you probably don't want to face, down the stretch. So the Rangers, keep in mind, Pavel Buchnevich, his 26th birthday on Saturday. And boy, would it be a memorable one for him. So he gets it started. Beautiful 2-on-1. Panarin makes a nice pass to Zibanejad, who gets it over to Buchnevich, who scores. So Buchnevich makes it 1-0. Then the Rangers would get the power play going. A couple of power play goals. Ryan Strome, difficult angle. And this was a 5-on-3 goal. Great pass by Zibanejad. Finds Strome, who buries it. And another assist for Panarin. At this point, Panarin with a couple of assists. Zibanejad with a couple of assists. And then on the tail end of the power play, 5-on-4, Buchnevich again. Buchnevich gets the goal. Another point for Blackwell. Blackwell gets an assist there. So Buchnevich makes it 3-0. Rangers are up 3-0 into 1. And still, keep in mind, Devils have not scored a goal yet. Devils didn't score in the first game, didn't score in the second game, and then at that point still hadn't scored in the third game, all against Igor Shesterkin. Keep in mind that Aaron Dell was in goal for the Devils, not Mackenzie Blackwood. Blackwood would play the second game of the doubleheader. So right away in the second, 32 seconds in, it's a goal for the bread man. Artemi Panarin scores from Strome and Lindgren. So another point for Ryan Strome. The goal streak would end at 12:37 in the second. Michael McLeod scores to make it 4-1. So it almost had reached 200 minutes of the Devils not scoring, but they would break the schneid. It would actually be a big goal. It would be, because in the third, both goals on a 4-on-4, the Devils would score. PK Subban would score, and Keandre Miller just flat out screened Shesterkin. Just got right in front of him. He couldn't see it, and Subban just wired it by him. So 4-2. And then about a minute and 20 after, Sharon Govich scores to make it 4-3. So just like that, Rangers had this comfortable 4-0 lead, and then it's 4-3. However, and the Rangers would kill off a penalty. Blackwell took a penalty with about 5-6 minutes left. They would kill it off, and then Buchnevich gets the hat trick, empty net goal. More assists from Zibanejad and Panarin. Buchnevich's 19th goal of the season, and so a birthday hat trick for Pavel Buchnevich. I think they said the first in Ranger history. So that would make it 5-3. And then actually Chris Kreider, who has been struggling, would get another empty net goal. So Kreider would score from Strome and Lindgren, and the Rangers win it 6-3. And Panarin would get a goal and 3 assists, 4 points. I mean, just unreal stuff from Artemi Panarin. And Ryan Strome picks up 3 points. Zibanejad gets 3 assists. Just good stuff all around. I think that the Rangers got a little bit complacent, but just good that they were able to hold on and get the 6-3 win. So let's jump right into Game 2. Game 2, Alex Georgiev is in net for the Rangers, which wasn't a surprise. I mean, Shesterkin had been playing a lot. It made sense to go with Georgiev here, and Blackwood would be back in goal for the Devils. So I figured in this one that the Devils were going to come out strong, and they did. But I think what I figured was also good was that the Rangers had almost blew the lead in the previous games. So it's like, all right, you know what happens when you take your foot off the gas. And the Devils were the better team early, but the Rangers would get a power play. Also of note, Anthony Bitetto was in for Libor Hayek. Bitetto did not have a great game. I would expect Hayek back in next game. So Kreider, who knows, maybe the empty net goal helps. Kreider gets a power play goal from Zibanejad and Panarin. Great pass by Zibanejad. Easy goal for Kreider. And again, that's what you're going to get from Kreider, is goals in the power play. That is his game. And so he scores, makes it 1-0. And then, finally, this one counts. Vitaly Kravtsov gets his first NHL goal. Makes a nice play to kind of cause a turnover, and a really good pass by Brett Howden. Howden finds Kravtsov. Nice goal. First NHL goal for Kravtsov, and we're going to see many more. Really like what I'm seeing out of him. And that makes it 2-0. End of one. Georgiev also would, I guess he cramped up at the end of the first. And Shesterkin would come in, but then Georgiev would start the second. So crisis averted. Georgiev, whatever it was, he ended up being fine. And 5 minutes into the second, they make it 3-0. The kid line scores a goal. Lafreniere, who took a hit to score the goal, and it caused a skirmish after. But Lafreniere scores from Hedl and Kakko. So good to see, and I felt like that line has not been great, whereas like in those Islander games, I really liked what I saw. Even though the Rangers won 4 games here, didn't see a whole lot from them, but, you're not going to complain when you get on the score sheet. So that makes it 3-0. And then a turning point. End of the second, Miller turns the puck over behind his net, and it would lead to a goal by Mikhail Maltsev with 1 minute and 5 seconds left in the period. The Rangers have had a propensity for giving up goals late in periods, and that would be a factor here. And I thought at the time, that's not great. A team like the Devils, you just gave them life, and it's exactly what they did. Marian Studenich gets his first goal of his NHL career less than 2 minutes into the third period. Then, not too far after, Nico Hischier ties the game up. So already, including like the end of the second, the Devils scored goals within about 6 minutes of ice time to tie it up at 3. 6-7 minutes combined. So just like that, and I almost feel like it was a blessing in disguise that it was tied up as early as it was. I think if it had been tied up later, I could have seen the Rangers kind of letting that slip, maybe in overtime or something, but Devils would have more chance to take the lead. They wouldn't. Georgiev would kind of hang in there, and then Kaapo Kakko would draw a high sticking penalty. And the birthday boy for this game, turning 28, Mika Zibanejad, would get the game-winning goal. Nice pass from Strome. Adam Fox gets an assist, so, good stuff all around there. And then Ryan Strome would get an empty net goal. Panarin gets an assist as well to wrap it up, and the Rangers would win it 5-3. So in this game, you basically just had pretty much spread out goal scoring. And, Panarin gets 2 points, no big deal. Strome gets a couple of points. Zibanejad as well. And I thought Georgiev played pretty well. Definitely. I didn't think Georgiev, I thought the goals were not bad. So he does what he has to do. And so the Rangers are now above actual 500, which is impressive. For the first time this year, they are now 23, 16, and 6. So this has the makings of a situation where I think the Rangers are probably going to be arguably the best team that doesn't reach the playoffs. And I think that speaks to a division that, while I don't necessarily believe like a Stanley Cup winner comes out of this division, but 1 through 4, it's pretty solid. And I do think that if it hadn't been a 56-game schedule, I think the Rangers really could have gotten in there. I think they just might run out of time, but Rangers-Islanders Tuesday is going to be very interesting. The Rangers played pretty well against the Islanders. Islanders not playing great hockey. We're kind of seeing what we saw from them last year, post-trade deadline. Just things seem out of sync. The goal scoring is drying up. I think that they'll pick it back up, and it's going to be, the Rangers are going to have to be on high alert, because you go from the Devils to the Islanders, it's going to be a different game. Space is not a thing. Like, they're not going to have as much time in space. Islanders block a lot of shots, so they have to get back into that mode. I mean, the Islanders were the last team they played before the Devils. This is a big game for both teams. Absolutely. So I think you're going to get the Islanders best, and I think the Rangers, they're going to be ready to go. They know that there is no margin. They got to win games down the stretch. And for me, I just want to see them in the mix. late. That's it. I really, like I said all along, playoffs is not an expectation, but I like that they're just winning. They're taking care of their business. You know, you can't control the out-of-town scores, but you can control your game. So it's going to be I think this Ranger Honor game is going to be good. There's 3 more games left with the Honors this season. So this one being at Nassau Coliseum again, it's going to be exciting. So, you know, definitely good things for the Rangers and hopefully good things continuing as they go back to the Coliseum.